Despite losing his welterweight title to Belal Muhammd via unanimous decision last summer, Leon Edwards remains confident that he is still the best fighter in the division. Leon admitted that losing the belt to Belal was particularly difficult, stating that it would have been easier to accept had it been against another opponent. Ahead of his fight against Sean Brady this weekend at UFC London, Leon said, "I kind of let this loss sit with me for a little bit, just to get it in my head that I actually lost first of all. Then from there I was able to regroup. Even though it was a loss, it's still a close fight, right? Like he won 3 rounds, I won 2 rounds on the scorecards on my worst night. So it's easier to put behind me knowing that it wasn't fully me in there on my best night. It was easier to put it behind me that way. Obviously a loss hurts, and it's upsetting, but now I'm at a stage where it is what it is. I believe I'm the best welterweight in the division. I've just got to go out there Saturday night and prove it, and just put all my wrongs right, and it starts Saturday night. I watched it before when it first finished. I rewatched it. I haven't watched it since. I always knew I felt like it wasn't me, and watching it back, it wasn't me. It was difficult to watch the way the fight went, and knowing that 9 times out of 10 I beat Belal, but that one time he got the win. It is what it is. Now I'm focusing on becoming a 2-time world champion. That's where my head is at." Belal Muhammd is set to defend his title against Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 314. Leon says that he actually favors JDM to win the fight. However, he says he'd prefer for Belal to win so he could rematch him for the belt and avenge his loss. Leon continued, "He's just an annoying human being. Just the way he looks and the way he talks. He's just annoying. That's all it really was. There wasn't nothing personal. He's just a weird guy. Because it was Belal, it was worse. But like I said, a loss is a loss. It could have been whoever, to be honest. It doesn't really matter who it was. I feel like I'm much better than my last fight, and that's all it was. It was more on my behalf than anybody else. Like I said, I hate to lose, and it's proven by my record, and proven by how much I've won in the UFC. It is what it is right now. I'm just focused on the next chapter right now. It would definitely mean more to me to take it back from Belal. I feel like it's a close fight between him and Jack. Jack's got good scrambles. He's easily taken down, but he's good scrambling back to his feet. I feel like his boxing is better than Belal's. If I had to favor somebody, I'd probably favor Jack in that fight, but let's see. I'm not rooting for none of them, to be honest with you. I'd love for it to be Belal, so I can get the belt back from Belal, but if it's not, it's not. I don't give a shit who wins or loses. That's where I'm at. Fight announcements. Johnny Walker is set to face Azamat Murzakanov at UFC 316 on June 7th. Walker aims to rebound from consecutive knockout losses to Magomed Ankalaev and Volkan Ozdemir. Murzakanov, on the other hand, remains undefeated with a perfect 14-0 record. His most recent victory came in August when he secured a second-round knockout win over Alonzo Menefield. Paul Craig will take on Rodolfo Bellato at UFC Vegas 106 on May 17th. Craig has struggled in recent bouts, winning just 1 out of his last 6 fights. He most recently suffered a unanimous decision loss to Bo Nickel at UFC 309. Bellato, meanwhile, is coming off a majority draw against Jimmy Crute in February. Prior to that result, he was riding a 4-fight winning streak. Alexander Volkanovski made an appearance on the Believe You Me podcast this week, where he reflected on his career following back-to-back knockout losses. Volkanovski stated that his brand is stronger than ever. While he doesn't need to continue fighting, he remains motivated to compete and prove his doubters wrong. Volk is scheduled to face Diego Lopez at UFC 314 for the vacant featherweight title.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things coming through, you know what I mean? Even right now, while I'm still doing my thing, while I'm still fighting, a lot of things are coming through, which is good. But yeah, man, like you're always thinking about it. I've been thinking about that sort of stuff for a while. I mean, the cooking thing's really taken off. There's a lot of opportunities that come with that. As you said, I'm pretty comfortable in front of the camera, so there's a lot of opportunities there. So it's crazy, right? Like I lose a belt, and I feel like my brand's never been bigger. You know, even coming off the 2 losses. But do I need to keep fighting? No, not really. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's fighting because he needs to. No, I don't. I want to. And I truly do believe I still got it. So, and everyone has every right to be like, look at his age, coming off 2 losses. And the only way to change people's opinions on that is going out there and do what I plan on doing in a few weeks. So, cannot wait to go out there and do it. As I said, everyone has a right to doubt me. Everyone knows I love this position anyway. So, yeah, so it's good because training's going great. You know, last year, leading into the camp, I had, as we know, I had a big break. Even though I was still training, had a big break, you know, eating well, so a little bit bigger. and then I was, even asking myself, am I still going to have it? You know what I mean? Because I've never had such a big break and things like that. So I was even asking myself that. And then I go, look, once I get in camp, I'll flip the switch and everything's going to be fine. And then you're like, oh, is it? Them little questions that pop in your head. And then literally I started getting in camp. I decided to bring that weight down nice and early. And very, very happy where we are. Couldn't believe it. Ahead of schedule. So early in camp, I was really fit, sharp. Everything was going. Obviously, I've always been strong, but to still be so sharp and moving so well at I know a lot of people are going to say the age. I don't feel the age, but it must be a thing, right? So for people to bring that up, I feel great. You know what I mean? If this age is meant to be a factor, I'm very, very happy where we are.
Jan Blachowicz versus Carlos Ulberg goes down this weekend at UFC London. Jan is hoping to win this fight, snap Ulberg's 7-fight winning streak, and earn a rematch against Magomed Ankalaev for the light heavyweight title. Jan and Magomed fought to a split draw back in 2022.
It's normal way, for the belt. He changed the owners every couple, years, so it's normal. And like I told you, for me it's good because I've got unfinished business with Ankalaev, but of course I've got job to do in this Saturday, and I focus about this. But I believe I'm gonna be a winner in this Saturday. So maybe after that, I believe we have to finish what we start with Ankalaev. He got big win strike, so I just think about how to stop him, and it's time to stop him, and I'm happy that I'm gonna be this one who stopped his 7 wins in the row. But it's time to stop him, and that's it, and show him that he needs to learn a little bit.
Garry hosted a Q&A on his Instagram yesterday, where he addressed several key topics regarding his career and the welterweight division. Currently coming off a unanimous decision loss to Shavkat Rakhmonov in December, Garry expressed his desire for a future rematch against Rakhmonov. He also voiced his frustration with the UFC's decision to book Jack Della Maddalena against Belal Muhammd for the welterweight title, particularly given Maddalena's year-long absence due to injury. Garry admitted that he was livid upon hearing the news.
When am I fighting again? I would like to fight International Fight Week, June 28th. I don't care who, I don't care who they want to put in front of me. I just want to fight and I want to prove that I'm the best in the world. Do I think I won the fight against Shavkat? No. I believe on that night and to this day that Shavkat won 3 rounds and I won 2. But I was very close to winning that fight. I definitely prioritized defense in the first 2 rounds to not let the guy get any steam. And then I picked it up in rounds 3, 4, 5. And I believe that was when the momentum shifted and I started to dominate. In my mind, I was a takedown away from winning that fight. And I would love to run it back one day and I would love to avenge that loss. And I'm excited to because I believe that guy is going to hold the belt one day. We said it, we both knew it, we would cross paths one day. And I said it that week of Fight Week. I believe me and Shavkat are going to meet each other far more than once in our careers. Here we go. Why amn't I fighting for a title? I had a chat with my agent and I rang him when he told me about this news and I was livid. Still am to this day. I had a number 1 contenders fight where the guy now has to get knee reconstruction and is out for a year. But it's not my fault. I didn't do it. I didn't stab his knee 20-something times and boot the leg off. I'm not fighting for a world title because I'm coming off a loss and they're giving it to a guy who's been injured for a year and they think that's more exciting, but they're wrong. The world title fight was meant to be Shavkat Rakhmonov taking on Belal Muhammd for the world title, but Shavkat apparently is out injured. I wonder how that happened. Now they're pulling in a guy who hasn't fought in a year because he's had an operation on his forearm because he broke it in his last fight and hasn't fought in a long time and hasn't been active. So they're giving it to Jack Della Maddalena to fight Belal Muhammd because I'm coming off a loss. That's okay. Don't worry, I'll get you all. You're all mine.
Ariel Helwani fully believes Ali Abdelaziz is the one posting from Magomed Ankalaev's social medias. A few days ago, Ankalaev posted this on X. It says, "Alex, when you're ready to go again, you deserve this." Ariel reposted that with a clapping hands emoji. Ankalaev responded, "I don't like this fake big nose guy. I'm gonna block him." Ariel then reposted the interaction. He wrote, "Hi Ali, miss you too." Jon Jones reportedly wants 6 months to prepare for the Tom Aspinall fight once it's officially booked. Despite Dana White saying he's confident they will fight this summer, Ariel Helwani reports that goal is starting to slip away. Ariel said the clock is ticking on that one. "I was told that Jon wants 6 months to prepare once the fight is locked in. And what's 6 months from now? September. You know, I'm sure money talks, but it feels like the summer, if that is the goal, is starting to slip away a little bit. Chael Sonnen gave his reaction to this. Chael explains why he thinks this whole situation is silly. He said it's been 4.5 months since that fight. Did he not train? Train with Aspinall in mind? Did he not full well know the undisputed champion was going to take on the interim champion? What do you mean he needs 6 months? 6 months from when? 6 months starting when? Dare do I guess? You mean from right now, don't you? Anything that I'm saying aside from 6 months from now is silly as a matter of fact, isn't it? You wouldn't have even brought it up unless you meant from now. So of course it's from now. That's very interesting to me. Daniel Cormier gave his take on the situation as well. DC feels as though Jon is leaning into the narrative that he's ducking Tom Aspinall.
But I think that they need to make this fight. I think Jon's kind of steering into this. Jon, I feel like so. Jon likes to play into people going, he's afraid of Tom Aspinall. He doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall. When you and I have discussed this many, many times, he's not afraid of Tom Aspinall. He'll fight Tom Aspinall. You believe me.
I said he would much prefer to fight someone else. That was my take last time. Like, don't you remember how mad I was that I like Stipe, so it drove me crazy that I had to. Stipe hadn't fought in like 4 years.
Yeah, it was over, bro. That was bad.
That was crazy.
So bad. He got
so
bad.
Oh man, I really wanted to fight Tom Aspinall on that one.
Yeah, that's I think it's important. I think he's messing around with people, man, and I think it's fun for this dude because this dude's made a lot of money and he's been the champion for so long that he really doesn't need to fight anybody anymore.
Tom Aspinall's father believes Jon Jones should vacate his heavyweight title. He said, for me, if the guy doesn't want to fight for the belt, vacate it. Tom is not bothered about fighting Jon Jones. Jon is just another body in the gym, another bum in the shower. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to Bryce Mitchell, saying Gian Silva is sending legions of demons to haunt his dreams. The first one's from J. Stan Laney. Says Gian Silva sending Brazilian BBLs to him in his dreams to distract him his crazy mind games. The second one's from Work Life 316. Says Bryce really changed. Soon he will be looking for the Ninja Turtles in the sewers and want Master Splinter to train him. And the final one's from Tito Mag 415. Says I kinda want to see Bryce win so we can hear the wildest religious post-fight interview. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.